Hello everybody, my name is Kyle Kalk and welcome to my week 4 video review for Java 1 1408. This week, to be honest, the probably most difficult part of the assignment was actually finding an API I could use. I was originally going to use Yelp, but they had authentication, so I was advised to, for this project anyways, not particularly use that specific API. I then tried to use the Rotten Tomatoes. Also, unfortunately, I never did get a response back, so I could not log in and use their API. So finally, I settled upon the World of Warcraft API that was made by Blizzard. And worked out the way it should, and I was able to get that API working perfectly for the use in my project for the week. So I'm just going to start up the emulator here. I've turned off Wi-Fi to begin with in the emulator. So we'll just go in here and we'll run the app in the debug. So we'll start that up. We'll pop this up. It's doing its thing. So now let's just go type in the information I want to search. Search for character, and as you can see, it correctly says there is no network available. So that is exactly what I want to see. So we'll close this down, we'll go back into settings, let's turn the Wi-Fi on. So we've got the Wi-Fi back on in the top here. It'll take just a second to get everything back in here. Let's start up the app again, and let's search. As you can see, the progress bar shows up correctly and disappears when the information is then parsed and displayed. And then down here, as you can see, everything is displayed correctly. We got level 90, and I just returned values that I felt would be useful to the user when they search for their character. So now we'll go back up here and we'll search for one more character, and then as you can see again, the network availability does work correctly. So hopefully that's the right name again. And I'm just going to demonstrate that if you have a space in there, everything does work correctly, and it does still produce exactly what should be returned, and that's the character name. And again, as you can see here, there's the space between area and 52. So everything is working right. I have everything displayed correctly as well. So then we can just go into the code real quick, and we'll just take a quick peek at what I have all in here. And as you can see, when I first on create, I set the visibility to the progress bar and the actual data display to invisible. That's just because that gives a bit cleaner of a look to initially start the application. And down here, here's the network connection check, I call it. If it isn't connected, down here I have the toast that you saw at the start, no network available. However, if it is connected, I have two strings, the server name, because I need the server to be able to find what character and what server that character is on. And then I just do a dot replace. There's a space, so I have the space to replace, and then I replace that with a dash. And then the character name, there's nothing special there. It's just a simple the get text and then putting that to a string. So I have a starter URL as well. That's the main one I need, and so when I do that, I do the starter URL, and then I do the server name, a slash, and then character name, and then I execute getting all the information back. So down here, this is my network connection check. It just checks if we're connected to the network, and if we are not, then it will display the error message saying we're not connected. And then down here is the async task. As you can see, I then set, when it first executes, on pre-execute there, data progress, I set it to visible so it shows up. And then once it goes down here and does the do in background, it connects to the URL, gets the JSON info, and then it returns the JSON object. And then I try and get the character data from the object. And I have a catch as well, and then I return that character data, and down here, as you can see, on post execute, I use that character data, I process it into my character class. Of the data progress I set to invisible since it is now done. I set the view for the data display to visible, and then I also have the display info new character, and that's just passing all the information up here into the display info and create all the correct labels and give it the right strings and names. And as you can see here, the get level is actually an int, so I have to make those into strings. overall, I feel as though the week went by quite well. There was no huge stumbling blocks, so that's always a good thing. And I hope everyone else had a very good week 4, and I look forward to working with you in future classes. Thank you very much.